Hi everyone, this is a video response to Sybil's challenge. Hey Sybil, and her challenge is the To Die For challenge, and it's about how we store our dies. So I'm going to start off with my spellbinders, and these are the baskets that I store them in. I have two baskets here, and I got these baskets from Marshall's, we'll say a year and a half ago. So yeah, so these are the baskets that I chose, and I'm going to tilt you up and move you a little bit. Hope you don't get dizzy. Okay, so I store my spellbinders by shapes, because the way my brain works, that's the way I think when I'm doing a project. I'm not going to think, oh, which spellbinder am I going to use? I'm going to say, you know, what's the shape of this sentiment, or digital image, or, you know, a stamp, what, you know, what's the shape of it? So it's better for me to organize my spellbinders by shapes. And so I have them, all the circles here, any circle shapes, you know, that looks like any, you know, any type circles. And these are the ovals. Let me tilt up. These are the oval shapes. So we have these, and, you know, any type, any shapes that, you know, the way I categorize them. And these are all my shape abilities. So that means the motifs and accent dies, and I have them stored, you know, together. So they're all together no matter what shape they are, and so those are all stored here. And then I have Christmas, the dies, those are all together. And then these are the card creators, whether they're 5x7 or the A2 size. These are the card creators. And these are the rectangles. Let me tilt down. These are any rectangle shapes that I have in this one. And then these are the squares. The square shape. Any square shape dies that I have. And so the second basket, these are my D-lights. So I don't have that many of those. So those are stored in the front, and these are my Joy Crafts. So I only have 3 of those. So I store those right in the front. And this is the miscellaneous section. So these are any dies that you know, just has an odd shape, you know, that I just won't categorize in, you know, the regular shapes. So that's all these kinds of dies. And then this is the flower section. So anything that has flowers, anything flourishes, I put the flourishes in that section. So those are all together. And then the next section is tags, banners, and edges. So anything that has to do with that. And expandable patterns. Let's see. The expandable patterns, and that's these kind here. And then my grands are stored in the back. Like that. So I keep all my spellbinders in their packaging because I just like packaging. I have tried to, I was going to do a book, you know, and put the magnets on there, and, you know, and you know, I just, it was just too much for me to do that. And so, you know, I like packaging. And then another reason I kept them in the packages is because, you know, sometimes I de-stash, and so when I'm selling, you know, the person that's receiving it will still have at least the original packaging, and that's, you know, when I buy something, that's the way I want it. So that's another reason why I keep them. And I like, you know, I like the system that I have. And so what I do is I have a guillotine cutter that I'm trying to get one that I do it with. I have a guillotine cutter, and I just, you know, slice the edge here, just make it a straight edge. And if it does not have this label, I cut off this tab as well. So it's a really nice edge, and then I'll cut off the bottom as well. And so, give you, yeah, this one, yeah. Okay, and it just opens up like this. And the way I keep them, as I store them, I'll use magnets. And I'm going to show you the magnet, the way I do them. Now I'm going to switch you over. Set you up over here. Okay. So, these are the magnet sheets that I use, and these are vent covers, and they come 3 in a pack, and I get these from Home Depot, and I always keep these on hand, and they come like this. They're vent covers, and I cut them up in strips so they're always ready to go, like this. So I use my, you know, guillotine cutter, and I just cut them up like strips like this. And so what I do is, as I use my spellbinders, if I haven't used before, you know, this is how I prepare them. So I'll cut them up in strips like this and glue them to the packaging. And so they are, you know, the magnet is really strong, so it stays in place. And that's the way I do my regular size dies. And the grands, I cut them like this. I'll just cut the whole, you know, page out and just glue it to the inside. And so that's just the way, that's my system, and that's just the way I like to do them. And, you know, like I said before, I was going to do the book, and it was just, I have too many dies to, you know, do it like that. And so, I really like the system that I have. And, you know, by shapes, when I do my projects, you know, I could just go to that particular shape and, you know, just thumb through those shapes. And so, you know, I won't have to go through my whole collection to find one particular die. So that's my Spellbinders collection. So this is how I store my Sizzix in these decorative boxes, and I think I got these from TJ Maxx like last summer. So this is the extent of my Tim Holtz dies. So I don't have, you know, I don't have that many, because I don't invest in a lot in these type dies. I just buy the ones that I really, really, really like, and I really haven't bought any since that 75% off sale last year. So I really don't buy that many, and these are some on the edge dies that I have. So that's pretty much the extent of the Sizzix dies. You know, and I have this one. You know, a couple of them I got from Joann's on clearance. So, and then in this bigger box, I store my regular Sizzix dies in this one. So this is pretty much everything fits. And I have, let me see, I have like four of the extra large dies. And this is pretty much the extent of my Sizzix die collection. That's it. And so, really, and I have a bunch of frames and envelope type dies in here. Because when I used to do a lot of mini albums, which I need to start back doing, but I like to use the frames, you know, that Sizzix has. So that's pretty much what I invested in as far as that's concerned. So that's how I store my Sizzix dies. And we were supposed to show our favorite dies. And of course, I'll go back to my Spellbinders. And pretty much anything that has a filigree or swirl type on the die are my favorites. So I really like the Card Creator dies. You know, any dies that come with that looks like this. I just think those are so beautiful. You know, anything that looks like these type dies, those are my absolute favorites. And this D-Light is probably the most favorite that I have. I love this die. I'm going to show you a card that I did using that die. This is that die. Don't you just love that? That is so pretty. But yeah, that was created with this die. I just love that. But yeah, so that's my die collection, and so thanks for watching. Bye bye.